No, your dog doesn't necessarily know when they're on leash versus when they're off leash. Now, this is something that a lot of people misunderstand when it comes to their dogs. I do get a lot of clients who come to me and they go, my dog's fantastic on leash, they're great. They can recall, they can sit, they can look at me when I tell them. When I let them off, they then stop responding. And a lot of this is, a lot of clients put this down to the dog understanding whether or not they're on the leash or not. One thing we've got to remember though is that our dogs aren't very complex creatures. They don't sit there and go, well, I can listen to you if I'm on leash because I know you can, or you can enforce it for me, so I'll listen, versus I know I'm off leash and I know you can't get me, so I know I won't listen. They can't make decisions that are that complex. Rather, what they're doing is they're picking up your body language or your energy levels, and a lot of the time this happens without us even really realizing it. So for instance, I had a couple of clients, one lady who came to me, she had a gorgeous little dog, he was a little beauty. And then so she let her dog off leash, and because her dog was now off leash, she was well aware that there was a chance he may not come back to her. Even though previously on leash, he was perfect, like 100% recall. And it's because she knew there was no safety net, there was no leash. And so what she would do is she'd get a little bit more worried, and as a result, her voice became sterner. She went a bit more like, come, and her voice dropped, and she didn't realize she was doing this. But what happened is her little happy dog suddenly detected this. They suddenly heard this this recall, but it was a bit deeper than normal. It was a bit sterner on her face. She was a little bit more like strict and stern and worried that the dog wasn't going to come. And as a result, he didn't want to be a part of that, and so he didn't come back to her. I had another client, he had a lovely golden retriever. The golden retriever was beautiful. It was a beautiful dog, came back every time when called. And then what happened is he let the dog off leash, and he did the opposite to this other lady. Instead of getting worried, he actually tried to go above and beyond and make the game more fun. So he let the dog off, and let's call the dog Mia. He'd go, Mia, and he'd get really, really excited, and his energy would increase. And so Mia detected that increase of energy, but because he was over the top, being super ecstatic, excited, really, really kind of bouncy and buoyant, Mia then detected that and went, woohoo, game time, and then kind of jumped back. And so she turned it into a game whereby she kind of chased him and then wanted him to chase her, and she thought it was a game. So that's something just to remember. Both those examples highlight how your energy can affect your dog and how it can change your dog. So it's not so much our dog is understanding whether or not they're on leash or off leash, and whether or not we can get them back or not. It's more the change in us. They're detecting the change in energy, or the change in body language, and they're reacting to that. So one thing you can do just to help improve that, or make sure you avoid this, is when you're calling your dog and you transition from on lead to off leash, make sure that you're talking to your dog in the same way. Make sure your tone's the same, make sure your energy's the same, and you'll see much more success. Thanks guys, see you in the next one. Bye.